Excuse me.
For 20 years, I have been working, thanks to your trusting me in Washington to do this, on the issue of global climate change. Al Gore and I held the first hearings on climate change held in Washington. And in we did that in 1987. In 1992, he and I and several other senators went to the first Earth Summit in Rio. We passed a voluntary framework to deal with global climate change. But still, we had naysayers and people who resisted and said no. Ultimately, we went to Kyoto in 1997. We negotiated the Kyoto Agreement. But of course, we couldn't get it passed in the Senate. And finally, we got to the point where we had a McCain-Lieberman bill on the floor of the Senate. We got 36 votes. Well, Harry Reid agreed to help us bring a new global climate change bill to the Senate last week. And today we had a cloture vote to end the debate on it. We didn't win cloture, which takes 60 votes. I know some of you have asked me, as you say to me, you know, why do you want to go back, and what have you done in the war and issues like that? Why haven't the Democrats who took over the Senate and the House done this? Well, I'll tell you the simple answer. Because you can't do anything under the rules of the Senate without 60 votes, and you can't change the rules of the Senate without 60 votes. That's why it's so critical to break the filibuster. And today, they filibustered, but guess what? We went from those 38 votes up to 50, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, John McCain, Joe Biden, a couple of other senators were not there. But they all, in response to our request, said how they would have voted, and they would have each of them voted with us. And with their votes, we would have had 54 votes to do something about climate change, a majority of the United States Senate, folks. Wow. That's an enormous distance traveled. And what it means is this. No matter who is elected president, because McCain, obviously we're going to elect a Democrat, right? Yeah! But just so you know, the bets are covered. No matter who is elected president, I'm telling you, next year, because both candidates support doing something, this country is once again going to lead the world, and we're going to rejoin the community of nations, and we're going to take the lead, and we will pass mandatory reductions of global greenhouse gases, and America will take the lead. That's what we're going to do. Now, tonight's not the night of long speech. We got the Red Sox on, and we're in a bar, and we are Democrats. And when Democrats are in a bar, we don't listen to speeches, right? The bottom line is this. Never have I seen as clear a lack of responsibility as we have seen by people in positions of high responsibility as what has happened in Washington these past few years. Never. George Bush will be recorded as absolutely, positively, the worst president this country has ever had. And all of the things that matter, everything that matters, Medicare, which goes bankrupt long before Social Security, the efforts we need to do to create the new jobs, move to alternative energy, renewable fuels, break our energy dependence, fund our schools, do the things we need to do instead of cutting after-school programs. We ought to cut the taxes for the tax breaks that those millionaires are using, and make certain that we're addressing the concerns of this country. And that's why I'm convinced we're going to win about 4 to 7 seats in the United States Senate. We're going to grow the House. We're going to win the presidency. And we're going to finally get to do what you elected us to do. And we're going to set this country on the right path. So thank you for being here. Thanks for being Democrats. Tomorrow, let's get the job done. Thank you all. God bless.